Over the next few minutes, I'm going to introduce you to the JAX Clinical Knowledgebase, also referred to as CKB, as well as its unique feature of category variant relationships, which can be used to rapidly and accurately guide treatment decisions. So, what is CKB? CKB is a relational database that can be used for genomic variant interpretation and aid as a resource for clinical decision making. It contains entities that are linked together, such as genes, gene variants, therapies, and indications. It contains controlled vocabulary and standardized ontologies, which results in uniformity and thereby reduces the complexity for searching and interpretation. Within CKB, you can find evidence that pertains to a molecular profile, indication, and therapy. When seeking out high level evidence related to drug approvals, professional guidelines, or clinical trials, we sometimes will see generic molecular criteria listed. So, for example, the drug label for olaparib in ovarian cancer patients requires deleterious or suspected deleterious BRCA1 or BRCA2 mutations. So, to capture this in CKB, we created category variants. In this case, BRCA1 inact mute is used as a molecular profile and linked to the evidence from the clinical trials that was used to support the FDA approval. In the example of guidelines, imatinib is recommended for melanoma tumors that have a KIT activating mutation. So we connect KIT act mute to imatinib and melanoma. In the example of this clinical trial, the trial is recruiting patients with an activating RET gene alteration, such as a fusion or mutation. So the molecular profile here is RET act mute, and it would be listed as partial required since patients with a RET fusion are also eligible. So how can category variants such as KIT act mute be applied to specific KIT mutations? Looking at this specific KIT deletion, which is predicted to result in gain of function based on other characterized variants in the same location, we see that the molecular profile for this variant does not have any direct evidence. However, if we look at the category variant path for this variant, we see it falls into two different paths. So category variants can be functional, such as ACT-mute, or positional, such as in this case, an exon 11 variant. By using the parent category variant ACT-mute and checking the tab called Extended Evidence, we can see based on the example in the previous slide that guidelines recommend imatinib in melanoma patients with KIT activating mutations, rendering this as a potential therapeutic option. This feature, along with the visual you see on the left hand of this slide, which allows you to take a direct dive into category variant navigation, are available in CKB Boost. For more information on these features and the different CKB offerings, visit ckbhome.jax.org or contact CKB support at jax.org.